Hey guys, how's it going? Jennifer? Jennifer! I think you might still be at your little spa vacation getaway, but just wanted to let you know that I got it. I went to start shooting my vlog and then the doorbell rang. Had to go downstairs. And just so that you guys know, when I'm talking to Jennifer, sorry, I'm out of breath. I'm talking about my business partner for Fitfluential, and you guys might have heard us starting to talk about it. Nothing's official yet, but it is pretty darn exciting. And I think what I'm going to do is repost my original invitation to kind of give you a preview of what we're going to be doing with Fitfluential, because any of you that are fitness bloggers or fitness influencers of any type, we want to invite you to be a part of our I don't want to say fitness blogger network. We're talking specifically about influencers, and that can be anybody from, YouTube to bloggers to people that are also engaging on Twitter, or really any combination of the above. But we will be hosting our first event in Chicago this summer. We're very excited about that. We have some amazing brands that are joining us. And hey, it's all about getting fit, learning how to do it better, learning about new companies that are out there to help, and then also connecting those companies, those brands, with fitness influencers so that your audience can learn about great new products. Speaking of great new products. Anyway, I digress. I'll do separate posts about that. And you'll be hearing a lot more information about that. But right off the bat, I'm just going to invite you, if you're reading my blog, if you're watching my videos, if you're connected with me or Jennifer of she'safitchick.com or any of us, shoot me an email, kellyolexa@gmail.com, ask for an invitation, and we will send one out to you so that you can be a part of this. I mean, it's just awesome. We haven't even done anything official, and we are, the numbers of people that are joining our fitness network, it's kind of like happily surprising me. We're really, really excited about what we're going to be doing, not only in 2010, 2011, and obviously beyond. It's been something that's been brewing in my brain for years, and I'm finally making it happen. So, Mr. Flo, there you go. I'm a little bit behind, but bear with me. I'm getting ready to do my workout. I'm going to be doing, I think you can hear like the repetitive music in the background. I usually have like music playing, right? But I have my DVD in the thing. I'm doing rev abs first, like some cardio, brief cardio. Then I'm doing my weights, which I will get to in a minute because I want to touch base on Kelly, what you said, and a little bit about what I've been talking about on my blog the past 2 or 3 weeks or so. But anyway, Mr. Flo, there you go again. Oh wait, sometimes I always get yelled at for how I flex. Whatever. Speaking of brands, I'm already like saying that I'm loving to hate this because have I not been telling you guys, anybody that knows me knows that I have not been someone who weighs myself for a long time. And I never really have been. And this is, again, you guys, when I'm sharing stuff with you, I'm not saying like I don't do it because it's wrong or because I think it's, I'm not making a judgment. I'm just saying this is why I haven't done it. I'm very, very trying to be very particular and on purpose about making sure that when I share stuff on my blog and I share what I'm doing, this is just what works for me. And I'm emphasizing that because what's had me messed up for the past 2 years is feeling like I have to do everything perfect, feeling like I have to follow all of these rules, and really when you realize how many different approaches there are as far as getting fit, as far as what you're going to eat for your diet, as far as how you're going to train in the gym, at your home gym, if you're going to be running, if you're whatever. There's so many different combinations, and the thing is for the past 2 years, I have been kind of trying to do them all at once, or stopping this, doing something else, because I thought I was doing something wrong. There really isn't anything wrong. Unless you're using horribly, let's see, what could you be doing wrong as far as fitness? Because I'm thinking, as long as you're moving and trying to eat right, you're doing something right. But yeah, of course you could do something wrong. You could do nothing, you could eat nothing and, run for 6 hours on the treadmill. That's wrong. I don't think anybody's going to dispute that. Anyway, you get my point. Do you get my point? When I tell you stuff that I'm doing, it's not because I'm saying, oh gosh, I'm not going to do kickboxing because it's wrong. I'm just saying that's not what I'm saying. This is what I'm doing because it works for me. And I'm going to share with you a little bit more on that in a second. But anyway, I was talking to Jennifer, and Jennifer of she'safitchick.com is a certified trainer. Okay, so I'm just somebody that's kind of crazy about fitness and loves it. But I was asking her about weighing myself, and in wanting to reach my goals, I know that my most lean weight was around 122. I'm 5'5". Again, I'm not putting out a weight out there for anybody to say, this is what you should weigh. Some people will say, oh, for 5'5", that's too skinny. Some people will say, oh, for 5'5", you should be, 102 pounds or whatever. That's not what we're talking about, okay? We're talking about finding your own space of what works for you. So I kept thinking about that, and I just think that in addition to measuring, this is something that I want to do once a week. That's what I'm doing. Kelly, if you want to weigh yourself 3 times a day, go nutty. And I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm just saying as long as you're aware, if you're weighing yourself, Sherry does that too. If you're weighing yourself every day or multiple times a day, as long as you're aware that you could weigh yourself on Monday morning and the next day not have necessarily eaten anything bad or pigged out, but you could be 5 pounds heavier. I believe that's the fluctuation area that can happen within a day based on water or sodium retention, whatever. As long as you're aware of that, and you're fine with weighing yourself that much, go nutty. For me, especially now, before I've lost, a significant chunk of the weight that I want to lose, I'm going to do once a week because I'm trying to be easy on my mindset, and I do know that I'm sensitive right now to that, if I saw a 5 pound, even though if I knew it in my head, I got to do what works for me. So the people at Eat Smart were kind enough to send me this scale. I'm going to review it for you a little bit later. Hell no, I'm not going to tell you what I weigh right now. But what I will do is when I reach where I want to be, I will share my data along the way. It's like for some reason, I don't want to tell anybody now publicly, what I weigh, and I certainly don't want to do any before pictures. But when I'm there, when I'm where I want to be, I don't have any problem showing you, because then it's like, well, that's where I was. And look what I did. But again, I'm trying to work on being kind to myself, and that's just not something that would be good for me. So I will share that later. I will also give you kind of a review of liking this, because this is all digital. And frankly, I kind of like the idea that the company that's making these is called Eat Smart, because they're giving you a scale, and right away it's kind of giving you that idea that losing weight is still, it's not about not eating, it's about eating smart. Okay, so let's be smart, people. Somebody is texting me, I just have to see who it is. The first. Oh, people. Anyway. So how much time do I have left? I'm already at 8 minutes. I'm trying to keep my vlogs a little bit shorter. Right. But anyway, I'm getting ready to do my workout, and Kelly had brought up in the comments from yesterday, and she's like, I hope I don't offend you, but, it seems like you're really figuring things out, and before, she said, I come to your blog and you'd be trying something new almost all the time. And really, Kelly, and those of you that are also watching this, that's the big thing that I figured out about myself over the past 2 years. When I have been working out, I started working out when I first moved back from Florida, when I finished college, probably like when I was around, I don't even know what my age was, but I had moved to Florida when I was like 23, before I'd even finished college. I lived there for about a year and a half. And I gained a ton of weight. I think I was up to almost like a size 12. I was like curvilicious. And then I moved back home, finished college, and that's when I first started working out. I was doing step aerobics, step Reebok. This was all on the VHS tape, people, okay? But that's when I first started, and that's when that book by, why am I not gonna remember the book? Stop the Insanity by Susan Powter. Is it Powter? She's on Twitter now and still looks fabulous. But the concept back then was all fat-free. Eat as many bagels as you want because they're fat-free. We look back at that kind of stuff and we realize, it's all about moderation, people, in whatever you eat. But that's how long I've been working. Then I moved to Chicago. I started working. I stopped working out because of adjusting to corporate life, if you will. And my waistline was adjusting to corporate life as well, because all of a sudden I was like, oh, I can have a muffin down in the, cafeteria. And oh, somebody brought cupcakes. And all of a sudden all of my suits were tighter. And I was like, holy crap. That's when I discovered Billy Blanks and Tybo. So that was the first thing I started doing. But I've been working out for a while, okay? And all that to say is, I started off just doing Tybo, loved it. Started off I think on Body for Life. And that's when I started getting some dumbbells for my house because I didn't have money for a gym membership. And then I started doing the firm workouts. Then that led to Kathy and whatever. But before what I'm leading to up the past 2 years, I used to work out based on what I liked. Okay, so I loved Taibo. So I would do Taibo like every other day. When I started adding weight workouts like the firm and like Kathy Friedrich, I added those every other day because I always wanted to have shoulders like Madonna. I always wanted to have arms, and I knew that it was good for me. But I wasn't reading as many books as I've been reading. You know, there's such a thing as information overload. So back then, I just did what I liked. And because I liked it and because I loved the feeling of you know, getting your sweat on and having a really good workout, and it's also, you know, getting my body where I liked it. It wasn't even a thought. It was just, this is what I do. This is part of my life. And whether I worked out at 4 in the afternoon or 7 o'clock at night or in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, whenever I worked out, I just did it because it was part of my life. Fast forward to the past 2 years, and I told you what predicated me kind of going crazy was, you know, I'd just come out of a bad divorce. I was in the midst of being unemployed for 14 months, you know, money problems, stress problems, health problems. I didn't realize what it was, but my body was going through perimenopause or beginning to go through perimenopause. I had this horrible skin condition. I gained weight like out of the blue. And so all of that kind of put me in this panic mode. And instead of just going back to what I knew was comfortable and what I liked, I started like freaking out and reading every book out there. I'd been working with a trainer, so I started listening to Jay. And then when I would talk to Jenny Lynn would contradict everything Jay said. Jay would contradict, you know, what Jenny Lynn said. Then I'd read a book and it would contradict both of them. And I just was constantly in this phase of panicking and trying something better, constantly. And I'm going to get into, because so many of you have written and said, I'm still in that mindset. How do I get out of it? And I'll share with you guys like how I'm doing these like baby steps to get myself out of that thinking, because I am finally able to say, okay, you know, here's what I'm going to do for my workout today. And no offense, but I don't need validation from anybody. This is the workout I'm doing. And the first thing that I'm doing with all my workouts now is making sure I don't overtrain, because that's what I've done a lot of. Here I am almost at 13 minutes. I said I was going to keep it short, and what am I doing? I've been overtraining a lot for the past 2 years. You guys have seen me. If you go way back, you'll see that I'd share my polar heart rate monitor, and I'd be at 800 calorie burns or 1100, and I was always trying to top it. And guess what? I wasn't getting anywhere. So I kept trying to top it. And I would go and I'd work out and I'd be like, I can't just do 90 minutes. I've got to do 2 hours, you know, and thinking that more was better. And as far as eating, less was better. And then I'd eat less. And then of course, inevitably I'd pig out on something, you know. This is what I used to do. What I'm doing now, no matter what I do, I'm keeping my workouts to an hour. Maybe an hour and 15 if it's on the weekends. And yoga, I don't limit my workouts. If I'm going to do a 90-minute yoga workout, that's fine, because that's not pushing it, and that's a totally different thing. But I'm keeping my workouts at an hour, and that's including if I'm doing cardio and weights or just cardio, whatever. It's under an hour, because I need to be sensible and like calm it down and be consistent. Get back to where I love it, where it's consistent, where it's not excessive, and my diet's the same. So that's one of the biggest things I'm working on right now. And I really have to stop because I'm at 13:37. I told you guys I'd go shorter, but I got to get my workout in. I will have more to share with you later. But Kelly, you don't offend me by saying that. You're totally right. These are the things that I figured out about myself. And I know that so many of you are going through the same thing, which is why I'm sharing it. So I want you to have a kick-ass day. It's Friday. Get your workout in. Mr. Flo, there you go again. That's 3 because you've been complaining for like 3 vlogs. So there you go. Have a great day. And you know what? Just for Friday, what do you think about that? I'll talk to you later.